This podcast may contain...
Canteen? We're not in a canteen.
This podcast may contain adult themes and strong language. Hello, welcome to episode 70 of Marbella with him and her. He is
PJ Lopez and she is
Hannah Murray.
70, the big 70. Did you get me a card?
No, because you're thankfully not 70.
This is true.
Yes. You will be soon. Well, not that soon. Sorry, I didn't mean soon. I meant eventually. I didn't mean soon.
You're so rude.
Sorry, I didn't mean soon.
Welcome to Marbella with him.
Has been demoted.
Dumped. You can go out on your own. Go on.
We have had a pretty epic week thus far.
Yeah, it's not over yet. Well, it is over because the week is over.
Yeah.
But we still have another week of epic stuff to come.
I know. And as Greg Wallace would say, it doesn't get better than this.
I don't think you should reference him because he's a bit of a...
Yeah.
I was going to say nonce, but he's not, is he?
No. He's just touched a few people. Or maybe just said a few things. I don't think it's as bad as it seems.
I don't know. It came. There were
Anyway,
more complaints.
He probably hasn't said it doesn't get better than this for quite a while, that's for sure. Sorry, Greg.
Yeah, let's not reference Greg anymore.
Okay. So last week we were talking about having spent the day at Cova Beach Club on the Saturday, which was a pretty epic day. And the following day you made fish tacos, because we were like really into tacos, or still are, but we're like had a weekend of obsessedness.
Obsessedness is not a word.
No. Anyway, I got some white fish and asked you to make tacos. Not only did you make fish tacos, you made, here's a little ceviche to start with.
Yes, well, you got the basically salt cod. It's the most famous thing here. So it's like dried cod, but they rehydrate it. So salt cod is a way of preserving it because obviously when you've got lots of sun, you need to be able to preserve food. So salting it is one way of doing it, and it's all dry. And then when it's rehydrated, it becomes like normal fish again. And I used that and I fried it, and I thought, while I'm cutting it up, I might as well make a quick ceviche as a starter.
As you do.
And then we had that before we had our tacos.
It was really yummy. I
Good.
love you.
Thank you. All right, you can come back into my podcast.
Yay! On Monday, I did my weekly Bootcamp Pilates, which was great. And there was a man in the class, which I haven't seen before.
How dare he?
I know. Well, the teacher is a man, Clint, who's brilliant. But there was a man taking part in the class, which was great. And I was chatting to him, and he said he doesn't normally do Mondays.
Was his name Greg Wallace?
No, stop it. You said don't mention him. He normally does Wednesdays and Fridays. And I thought to myself, I'd love PJ to try this, but I know it's never going to happen because obviously you're working on a Monday.
And PJ would hate it.
Yeah. Then I realised, next Monday, i.e. tomorrow, we've got the day off because we are going to see Kylie Minogue in Seville. So I thought, I know, next Monday would be the perfect opportunity for PJ to join me in Pilates, and you're doing it.
I got an email that came through to me, and it said, you are booked in to Bootcamp Pilates.
Yay!
You want me to walk around Seville and have a lovely time. I'm not going to be able to walk, am I?
You will. It will give you a nice sense of, wow, isn't my wife amazing? I hope.
We'll let you know in next week's podcast the outcome of Hannah's loveliness.
Yay. Talking about amazing people, I interviewed a woman called Sahar Hashimi this week, OBE.
Sashimi?
No, Sahar Hashimi.
Sashimi.
Maybe. She is the co-founder, or was the co-founder, of Coffee Republic, which was the first kind of US coffee shop bar chain that came to the UK.
I remember that.
Way before Starbucks and Costa Coffee and all of that. And she did incredibly well out of that. And she has now founded this amazing thing called By Women Built. And it's basically trying to get female brands out there, any companies, any products that are founded by women she has this site that promotes them. Basically, there's a massive disparity between male-led brands and female-led brands. And, you know, all this research has been done. They asked a group of young people, how many successful British entrepreneurs can you name? And they're all saying people like James Dyson, Richard Branson, Peter Jones, you know, they're all naming men. And when they were asked specifically, how many female entrepreneurs can you name? A large majority, over 80% of 11 to 16-year-olds couldn't name one, which is really sad. So it's not about buy women brands instead of men. It's just trying to elevate female brands and get them out there so they're more of a household name, which is a great idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea. And I think you have become quite close to a lot of female brands because of your involvement with the Sisterhood. So you every day you're getting sort of, you know, notifications of these women doing amazing things, like the one that set up that or is part of that new place in Regent Street where she has that brand that a lot of sports stars are wearing. You better explain what that is.
Yeah, Nixi Body. She's amazing. She's lovely. Kelly. She set up this company that make knickers, but they're pretty knickers, lots of different designs. You can get thongs or knickers, but the knickers don't have a VPL, which stands for...
Visible Panty Line.
There you go. You're good at this.
I am. I look at very many visible panty lines.
Oh, don't ruin it. So basically it is underwear, but it has a thick... I mean, this is quite descriptive. It has a thick bit at the bottom. So for women who may be of a certain age, who have any leakages or have heavy periods or things like that, it enables women to feel safe and comfortable doing all kinds of sport without having to worry about these things happening. It's a fabulous idea and it's really, really taking off. And she's now got a place in the centre of London, which is this big sports venue for women. And yeah, it's fabulous.
I can't believe we're talking about periods on our podcast.
I know, how advanced are we?
Look at us go.
And talking of advance, someone else I spoke to this week who is a part of the Sisterhood is Ally Iseman. And she runs a company called Passport to Pleasure. You ready?
Yeah, that sounds quite good to me.
So it was all about relationship design. And when I looked at her website and she emailed me about coming on the show and everything, I was a little bit nervous about doing the interview because she was talking about non-monogamous relationships and basically the idea of bringing someone else into your relationship or into the bedroom. And I was like, oh God, some of the listeners on Talk Radio Europe are going to have a heart attack if I start talking about threesomes at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was a little bit worried. So I was kind of saying to her beforehand, you know, can we maybe tone it down a bit and make it a bit more general and not too much about sex and stuff like that? And she was like, yeah, no problem. I've done all this before. And she was great. It was absolutely fascinating. She said to me, what kind of relationship do you think most people are in? And I said, well, monogamous, I assume. You know, most people are married or with the same partner for a certain amount of years. And she said, actually, no. Research suggests that more people are in a non-monogamous relationship than a monogamous relationship. And she said it might not be consensual, as in people might be having affairs behind their partner's back, or it could be that the couple have decided that they wanted to have a threesome or whatever. So I thought that was absolutely fascinating.
It is. So if you'd like to message at PJ Lopez Marbella 1...
That's so not what we're saying. That's so not what we're saying.
Oh, I wonder where you were going with it. Sorry.
No, but the major kind of message from this, which I thought was really good and powerful, was the importance of communication,
yes.
The importance of talking about things with your partner. And you know, it's really basic, it's really obvious, but it doesn't have, you don't need to get all scared, and it doesn't need to be about sex necessarily, but it's just communicating with your partner, saying what you want, whether it is in the bedroom or whether it's, I hate Valentine's Day, please stop buying me flowers, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Or
then. Some people, no, that's not what I'm saying.
You just said it.
No.
It's on the pod.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Or, you know, that even because I brought up Valentine's Day in the interview because I thought that's a good example and tried to get it away from sex a little bit, saying that, you know, if you don't communicate with your partner what you want when it comes to Valentine's Day, they might be doing the wrong thing for years, thinking it's what you want. You know what I mean? Because some women and men don't give a shit about Valentine's Day and don't celebrate it. It's just a normal day. It's really commercial, blah, blah, blah. other people, maybe more women than men, want something special on Valentine's Day. So if a woman is expecting flowers and the husband never gives it, there's a problem. But if he doesn't know she'd really like flowers, you know what I mean? It's all that stuff. Communication.
And also just to say that relationships are different for everybody. People get something different out of relationships. So I don't think there's any right or wrong relationship, to be honest. You know, if what works for some might not work for others. So, you know, as you said, you've got to be able to talk about it, be open about it, be honest about it.
Yeah.
You know, because what can happen if you're not, and no matter how much you're in love and all this sort of thing, if you're not achieving what you want to or whatever, and you're not communicating about it, it could end up splitting up. Which
or leading to affairs because you're getting it from
which
somewhere
needn't be
else.
the case if you're just open. So
Yeah.
And that's the end of our session today.
Yeah, that's our relationship advice section.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, we need a jingle. So our beautiful little Poppy, our cat, we took her to the vet again this week.
She's costing us a bloody fortune, this cat.
She developed what looked like some kind of abscess. So she had a fight over a week ago and she hadn't quite been the same since. And we realised there was this lump near where her tailbone started. So we took her to the vet.
Tailbone? I think that's what we have at the base of our spine as our tailbone, isn't it? I don't think tails have a bone.
I think they do.
The tailbone is in the human body.
Wasn't the tailbone where the tail starts? Because that is what it is for us. So I assume it's the same for cats, for animals that actually have tails.
Had a lump near her tail.
Yeah, okay. We took her to the vet and they said, yeah, we need to drain it. We'll probably need to put her asleep because she wasn't letting anyone near her because it was obviously really painful. Anyway, she messaged me an hour or so later, all done. She's already having something to eat. She's recovering well. And then she said, would you like me to send you a video to show you what came out?
Gross.
And I replied saying, oh, yes, please. Thank you very much. My husband wouldn't like to see, though. And she sent it to me. It was only a couple of seconds. And, it was great to see.
You are weird. Why would you want to see, like, this stuff oozing out of a cat's wound?
I know. It sounds gross, doesn't it? But I know there's people listening that will agree.
Well, you go up and down my back sometimes looking for things to squeeze. You're just strange.
Oh, no. That's I get something from it.
Good. This is about communication in a relationship.
So yeah, I thought it was quite a funny question but I appreciated her asking me because she could have just sent the video, and if she just sent the video to you, you would have clicked on it and been like, oh, why has she sent me this? And been really offended.
I would have been sick.
But I guess that's why she asked the question, which
I'm not very good with these sort of things.
No.
Wound. I mean, you used to watch that
Grey's Anatomy.
Then you used to watch all the brain operations and stuff.
Yeah, as soon as they brought a scalpel out, you'd be turning your head.
I can't watch that sort of stuff.
No, fair enough.
I wouldn't have made a very good surgeon.
No, you definitely wouldn't.
Well, I might have been a good surgeon. I just wouldn't have been able to watch what I'm doing. Still with my eyes shut.
Yes. It has been a week of concerts. This is why it's been quite an epic week. We went to see Duran Duran.
What boys?
At Starlight on Wednesday night. They were incredible.
They are insanely good. I mean, I grew up listening to the likes of Duran Duran back in the 80s. And they didn't sound any different to what they sounded in the 80s. No. They were superb. And their energy, oh my God. So we looked up Simon Le Bon's age. He's 66, I think it came up with. Definitely mid-60s. And when he did the reflex at the intro, it was like the reflex, and then he jumped up and did a karate kick. I don't think I can do a karate kick.
Yeah, it was impressive. His voice was amazing. There's lots of low bits. He's got a really beautiful, soulful, low voice. Then he's doing some really rocky stuff, really, a bit sort of, not shouty, that sounds like a negative thing, but yeah, a bit of a rocky, raspy kind of voice. And then he was doing some falsetto, some really high notes.
And holding the note as well.
Yes. Yeah, really impressive.
Every hit you can imagine they did. Yeah, everything you probably know.
He did a couple of costume changes as well.
Yeah, well, it wasn't really a costume change. I think he took off a jacket and put on a different jacket.
That's and then changed his T-shirt.
And then changed his T-shirt,
yeah.
Yes. So.
We really, really want to thank our friends Evelyn and Craig because they really kindly gave us the tickets because we were moaning on the podcast how expensive the tickets were, and they had already bought some really great tickets, I have to say. We were third row.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how to thank you both enough. They were amazing. It was probably one of the most beautiful gifts we've been given, so thank you so much.
Yeah, it was lovely. They got the tickets and then realised they weren't going to be here, so they couldn't use them. So they insisted that they didn't want any money for them and just wanted to give them to us. So next time we see you guys, we'll definitely get you a beer.
Or two, or three, or four.
And it was nice to bump into various people that we know at Starlight, which is always fun to do. You
only just got through the door and it was like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
And off you went. So, yeah.
We saw our friends Bev and Jamie, who were celebrating 31 years of marriage. They must have got married when they were like 12.
It's amazing. I mean, they don't look like they could have been married that long, do they? It's incredible stuff.
Not at all.
But I did work out that I've been married, 21 years? Just not to the same person.
So we're not far behind you, Bev and Jamie.
Well, I'm not. You're quite a bit further behind.
I've only been married nearly 8. Another concert was J-Lo in Frengarola, which I went to with a group of girlfriends on Friday night at the Mare Nostrum, which is basically right near the castle. Fantastic location. Unfortunately, though, Friday had been incredibly windy, winds of over 50 kilometres an hour, and that sort of put a slight damper on things. The venue was dampener. Thank you. The venue was supposed to open at 7:45, and it didn't start letting people in till about 20:10, and there was a massive sea of people. It was actually a little bit overwhelming and kind of claustrophobic vibes for a while. We couldn't get in, and everyone was trying to get a beer at the various chiringuitos, which took ages, like over half an hour to get a drink. So then the crowd started to move, so it looked like we were starting to go in. And then there was a stop again, and we were looking at this sea of people in front of us ahead of the entrance. And we just started to think we didn't want to imagine ourselves being 20 metres ahead, being right in the middle of this sea of people that wasn't moving very fast. So yeah, it wasn't great. So we left and went to a hotel that was next door, and we were all starving because this venue provides drinks and food, and so everyone was desperate to go, plus going to the toilet, and so nobody could do that. So we said, right, let's go next door, get something to eat, get a drink, have a pee, and then we'll go back to the venue and hopefully not miss anything. We did miss quite a few songs, which I'm a bit gutted about, but we had such fun. We were laughing.
You missed Jenny from the Block.
I missed Jenny from the Block. We missed other songs that Get Right, which is one of my faves. So, yeah, I only realised that reading a Sir in English article talking about all the hits that she started with, and I was like, oh no. But then someone commented on the article saying what they didn't mention in the article was that she started the concert while there was still loads of people queuing outside. So I think even if we left the restaurant slightly earlier, we still would have missed the songs.
It was all very unfortunate. As you said, it was very windy, and part of the stage had fallen down in the wind.
Yeah, so Joyce, one of my friends who I was with, she asked the barmaid what happened, and they explained that part of the stage had fallen down earlier, so they needed to get the fire brigade in to fix it, and also to give the health and safety okay for the concert to go ahead.
Yeah, because you can't imagine, can you, that J-Lo goes on and something falls on her head.
Oh, exactly. That would be horrendous. Or one of the audience, of course. So I get it. That needed to be done. But it would have been nice if that was sort of explained to
It's
people.
that word again. And it's going to come up a lot today's podcast. Communication.
Yeah.
If they just told people somehow through social media, because everyone's on social media, just release out what's going on, then people would have just told other people and everybody would have known what's going on and probably chilled out a bit. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, I understand. It's not cancelled. They're just checking that. We can relax a bit. But when you don't know something and you're expecting to go in somewhere, that's where the issues start.
Yeah. The message did come through that it was because of the wind. And everyone was like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
That didn't make sense.
half
That wasn't the
message.
full message, no. So that was a bit of a shame. But what we did see was incredible. The woman is absolutely stunning. What a body, what a figure. She's in her mid-50s and
Yeah.
she looks insane.
Well, I think anybody that's got the name Lopez in their mid-50s is absolutely stunning.
Yes, I agree. She did all the hits, loads of costume changes, incredible dancing, both her and her dancers.
I think
so, yeah.
everybody that's got the name Lopez are incredible dancers.
Steady on. On Friday, I had a Zoom meeting with a really great guy called Harry Duran. Duran?
There's a sign there somewhere.
Isn't that a sign?
Mm-hmm.
And he's a podcast strategist. And that's quite difficult to say.
I was going to say, well done, you got that out very well.
And yeah, we were having a chat about Marbella with him and her, and he was giving some really good advice on how to sort of elevate the podcast, how to get it out there a bit more, ways to get sponsorship, things like that. So yeah, watch this space. Bigger and better, baby.
Yeah, and you guys can always help as well, because if you enjoy the podcast, please tell your friends, because then they can have a listen. They may not like it, they may like it, and they may tell their friends. So we just need to grow our audience, basically, because we want to do bigger and better things with it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So anything you can do on social media, any comments, any likes, sharing of things, anything like that would be great. And of course, yeah, tell your friends and 5-star review and all that kind of stuff. We really, really appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
We do. Amy and I went to Balagan on Friday because they got in touch with the San Pedro guide and offered us a couple of free beds, which was really kind.
Yes.
So
because we haven't been as kind about them last year, because we had really bad service a few times, and we felt obliged to say something rather than just ignore it. And that, again, is communication. We've got to tell people, the good and the bad, because, a lot of people rely on us in the San Pedro guide for advice of where to go and what's going on and what's good and what's bad. So we don't want to be telling them somewhere we went here and just not saying anything, and then they go there and just have awful service.
Yeah.
So, this is a shout out to businesses in San Pedro as well. Make sure, I know you're going to have off days, everybody does, but when you go somewhere regularly and it's bad, there's an issue.
So the fact we were offered free beds, I said to PJ, I hope the service is good. I hope everything's good, because I feel bad with them offering something for us for free to say something negative. But we do want to be honest. I'm not going to sit here and say it was the best experience ever just because the beds were free, because it wasn't. But I have to say the food was incredible. Nothing against the food at all.
Yeah, the food looked amazing.
Yeah, we had popcorn prawn, which was delicious with this really nice dip. The Caesar salad was spectacular. And we had truffle fries with parmesan on top. They were really nice. And Amy had a strawberry daiquiri, and she said it was one of the best she'd had.
So yeah, not all
great.
bad. So some of the things are good there, obviously.
But unfortunately, service.
That's where they've always been let down.
Yeah.
That's where they have massively been let down last year, and it seems like the same this year.
Yeah. And it was bizarre, the fact that we were offered free beds. I wasn't expected like a red carpet welcome or anything like that, but you sort of assume that when you say you're from the San Pedro guide and that they might have written down somewhere, San Pedro guide, free beds, look after them, or something like that, you might have expected, hi, welcome, thanks so much for coming. Have you been inside? Do you want us to show you around? Or this is our menu? Something along those kind of lines. And yeah, nothing like that happened. So when we came along and said to the woman, I don't want to go into too much detail, but it wasn't great.
Yeah, they didn't know you were coming, really, did they?
No, she
and
just
then
went,
they didn't
okay.
really care.
She said, what beds have you got? And I said, I don't know. You kindly offered them to us. And she, just kind of showed us a place to sit down. We ordered a coffee and a beer, and it took quite a while to come. I got her attention. I said, can we get our drinks, please? And she said, yes, sorry, which made me think that she'd forgotten to put the order in. And it wasn't busy. This was it was only like 1:00, but it wasn't busy at all because it was a really windy day. So we actually left earlier than we'd planned because we got severely burnt.
You did, both of you, but
Yeah.
your back was bright red.
Yeah.
Still is a bit, to be honest.
It's all right. It's not sore now. Yes, it's very deceiving, the wind, isn't it?
It's not like you've lived here very long and know
No.
that when it's windy
Well,
you should be
I
extra
did know.
careful.
I was sat there going, I can feel it. I know I'm getting my back burnt. It was, again, part of the reason why we left. So, yes, love the food at Balagan. But, yeah, still need to work on service. It just feels like they've got some they're all quite young people working there. And, you know, Amy and I were talking about the importance of training staff because they're so good at that, the Hogan stand. You know, they know how they want it run. And they make sure that the staff are attentive and are constantly walking around. Is everyone okay? Can I get you anything? Collecting glasses and all that kind of
they're
stuff.
held to
Just
account,
keeping on
aren't
top
they?
of it all.
The staff are held to account. And, you know, I'm not saying that anyone's like ruthless or anything, but if they've got somebody that is just so bad, then they have to let them go because they're a representation of their company.
Yeah, exactly, which makes perfect sense. And
in the hospitality, it does.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're your first line of everything.
And that you get tips if you've got good service and all that kind of stuff. You know, the whole thing with hospitality, if you're giving good service, you can earn more money. There should be an incentive there to want to give good service, to want to be happy, to, you know, as you say, everyone has an off day. We get that, but unfortunately we've had the same experience every time we've been there.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry about that, but we did want to be honest. Because of the wind, the market, the Champagne Lifestyle Market at the Kempinski was unfortunately cancelled on Saturday, and our choir, the Del Sol Singers, were going to be singing there, so the whole thing was cancelled, which was a real shame.
Yeah, so our champagne lifestyle was put on hold.
Only till the evening, though.
Of course.
Because it was Aoife's birthday on Saturday.
But before that, where did we go?
Oh, we went to Malaga.
Exactly. You nearly forgot we went to Malaga, didn't you?
That.
So we were thinking, what should we do? You know, we got to go shopping to Mercadona. And while we were... When did I have this?
We were with Miles. We met him at Hogan's and had a delicious sausage sandwich. Best sausages ever.
So they have the Irish sausages at Hogan's, and they are the best sausages. And we had it in a sandwich, and that was delicious. So we had that, said hello to Miles. Then we went off, and I said, oh, let's go to Malaga. We keep wanting to go there because I wanted to go to Villabrequin to get some new flip-flops because my other ones broke, and I love them. So the idea was to go there and then have a look round the MacArthur Glen designer outlet. Yes. So off we went.
And you did get some flip-flops, but not from there.
Not from there, no, because they didn't have some very nice ones there. So, yeah, it didn't really work out there. But I did get a nice Boss T-shirt from Boss, which was a very good price as well.
Really good price. And we got you some flip-flops from Havana.
Yes, which I've always thought was called Havana.
Havana. No, there's an I in there.
Yeah, I've never noticed that before.
Oh, no, you know, nothing to do with Cuba.
No,
They're
Brazil.
actually from Brazil, yeah. There were Brazil flags on most of them.
Which I didn't want the Brazil flag on my flip-flops.
Okay.
Quite insistent on that.
So I might have bought another few things for your birthday, which is coming up in a couple of weeks' time, so we'll better stop talking about that now.
And then in the evening...
And then in the evening, we celebrated our friend Aoife's birthday. We went to their apartment for drinks, first of all, and got a lovely place, and we saw their
And you
pool
made Hugo's.
I made Hugo spritzes, yeah, because I knew they had cava, so I bought some elderflower cordial, some fizzy water, and some fresh mint. And you put that all together in a jug, give it a good stir, and it's really delicious. It's a really light...
refreshing
drink, really easy to drink quite quickly.
Yes, you got through quite a lot.
Yeah, it was
quite quickly.
It was very nice. And then we went for dinner at El Cantinero.
El Cantinero!
Because they sing! The waiters and the chef came out.
They have like a song about their restaurant in San Pedro.
Cool.
All in Spanish, like flamenco style. It was brilliant.
It was really cool. So the girls had been there before and loved it, but we'd never been. So it was great to go there and had really delicious food. Me and the girls all had steak and got various sauces, chimichurri, pepper sauce, alioli to have on the steak. And you got the sea bass, which was really good as well.
Beautiful grilled sea bass. Boneless as well. Absolutely amazing. Really good quality food. Not too expensive. Not cheap, but not expensive. Nice bottle of wine.
We loved it, so we will be going back there for sure, El Cantinero, if only to hear the music.
Yes, well, and get some more sea bass.
Yes,
lovely.
yeah, definitely. And we went to Hogan's for a drink afterwards. We were all very sensible, though. We just had the one.
Now, I don't know the group that was singing. It was a couple of older guys.
Yeah.
I think, were they Scousers? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. There were Scousers that kept grabbing the mic.
Yeah, I think that was the people that kept grabbing the mic, actually. But they were great fun.
They were brilliant.
Yeah, they sang a real mixture of stuff.
Yeah, really good. Talking of the Hogan Stand, we're actually going to be running a competition very soon on the San Pedro Guide.
On the San Pedro Guide, yes.
So if you don't already follow us on that, on Instagram, it's San Pedro Marbella Guide. And we're going to be doing a photo competition called Summer in San Pedro. So all the details will be on the guide because you'll need to do stuff on Instagram in order to be in with a shout of winning the prize, which is going to be a €50 voucher to spend in the Hogan Stand.
And they have yummy things in the Hogan Stand.
Oh, really good. Really extensive menu. It's so much more than pub grub, isn't it?
So much more.
So looking forward to sharing that with you. This morning, we ended up meeting up with Miles and Sue and Maddie. So Miles is one of my dad's cousins who lives in Granada.
And he was in the Hogan Stand yesterday all day because he's a massive rugby fan. And he got there early to watch the early game. He watched the Lions. He watched lots of rugby all the way through. He wasn't there, however, when we got there in the evening when England were playing. I think
he sensibly went home after his curry.
Yes, I think that's probably the good idea.
Yeah, and their daughter Maddie was one of my bridesmaids at our wedding.
And she's all grown up now.
She's all grown up now, yes. And she was here with her boyfriend as well, so we met him, which is nice. And we went to theirs for breakfast this morning with my dad and Sheila, and Sue has run and owned restaurants for many years. She's an incredible cook, and what a spread she put on.
And it's really weird because my paths keep crossing with Sue from historical things. We talk about things. I say, I did that back years ago. It's just the most bizarre thing. So I used to go to a restaurant near where I lived in Selsdon, and it was called... What was it called?
I don't know.
It was an Italian restaurant anyway,
Okay.
Very small restaurant. And it's not very famous. It was just a local Italian restaurant. And she was the chef in there.
That's
and I didn't know that.
amazing.
So that was that. And then yesterday we were talking to her, or today we were talking to her, and she said about when she used to work at the Ideal Home exhibition. I worked at the Ideal Home exhibition 3 years on the trot with a company that I worked for that had a stand there.
Yeah.
So again, these things keep crossing over. It's the most bizarre thing.
Amazing.
And she's from Bromley, isn't she, I think?
Yeah.
Which is just down the road from where I used to live.
Mm.
So yeah, very strange.
Small world.
Yeah.
So we had a delicious...
Geo,
What?
I think was the name of the restaurant. I can't remember.
Okay. We had a delicious breakfast and lovely catching up and really nice chats as well, to putting the world to rights, didn't we?
Yes, we always like to do that.
Yes, we do. PJ for president.
Exactly. Well, I haven't been with Epstein, so that's fine. I'm nice and free and easy.
Yes, no
There's
Epstein
no skeletons
connections.
in my past.
No, I'm sure
Unless
there
you
isn't.
open the left door, then everything falls out.
And then we had lunch at Guayaba in San Pedro with the Brooms, Nikki and Charlie, and the kids, Lottie and Henry, all arrived today and pretty much went straight to Guayaba. Lovely catching up with them. We had quite a light lunch because we had an extensive breakfast. We just shared some grilled rosada and a Caesar salad, which was yum.
It was gorgeous.
Really, really nice. So lovely seeing them. They're only here for a couple of weeks this summer. Normally they're here the whole summer, but they're here just for a few weeks. We've already got some fun things planned.
Yes, and I'm getting better with my not drinking for the sake of drinking. So yesterday when we went for breakfast, you had a beer and I had a shandy. And my new thing is...
It wasn't breakfast, to be fair. It was about 12:30.
Okay, all right. My new thing is if I'm having a shandy, I don't see the point in having it with normal beer because it tastes exactly the same with zero beer. So I have a zero beer shandy.
Yeah.
And then when we went to lunch today, I just wanted to be in the vibe, but didn't want to drink. So I had 2 zero beers.
Good for you.
Yeah, look
I'm
at me
proud
go.
of you. Well
Yeah.
done. Really good. We wanted to give a shout out to our friend Melissa Carver. She is a singer on the coast. She does a lot of stuff with Tony. They do a lot of diva, what's they called?
Diva Fever.
Diva Fever. Do a lot of gigs together up and down the coast, a lot in La Sala and various other places. And Melissa has just released her debut single. It's called Genetics. And it's available on Spotify and all platforms. There's a video as well on YouTube. And it's great. It's really catchy. I keep singing it.
Really good.
Really good, and she's such a lovely girl, so we really wanted to mention it. We'll do a little tag as well for her and maybe post a little bit of the video, or at least a picture of her. And I've been in touch with her, going to do a radio interview as well.
Oh, lovely. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
She deserves some success. She works very hard.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she's been doing this for years. So when we recently went to see a production of Annie at the Salon Varieties, she was in that with Tony, funny enough, but she was in the original one that you went to see when she was actually Annie, the little girl.
And
so
this time she was Grace.
And this time she was Grace. So yeah, she's gone through a lot.
She's very talented. I wanted to mention something that happened today, Discolicious, which we didn't get to go to, unfortunately. Denise Van Outen and Gemma Bolt were DJing. There was a bit of a party at Wyndham Grand, which used to be Club La Costa.
Yes, well
which looked really fun.
Denise Van Outen used to be a ambassador for Club La Costa. So I assume it's all linked to that.
Still that connection, yeah. She looks really like a really good DJ. I've seen friends that have gone to
that's what she does a lot of now, mostly.
Yeah, looks really fun. Also wanted to say hello to Joe and Jess. Had a lovely message from Joe. He got in touch with us. They listen to the podcast, long-time listeners. Really enjoy our banter.
Oh.
God, you didn't even say anything. You're supposed to be funny.
I am. I'm just trying to think of some banter.
Never mind. So hello, Joe and Jess.
Thank you for your kind words.
We have been watching a little bit of Wimbledon today. Yannick Sinner was the winner.
He was. He built. He built
this city.
He beat this city called Alcaraz.
He built this city.
I didn't know. I'm just saying what you said.
He beat Carlos Alcaraz, which is a shame. We wanted Carlos Alcaraz to win because he's Spanish and
yeah. But no, it was good. Great, and they're great friends. They were very respectful to each other. So yeah, well done.
I always find it interesting doing all the celeb spotting at Wimbledon.
Oh, what? Because you were there.
No, like when they show on telly or you see on social media all the celebs that have been there. There was a bit of controversy this week because there was a picture of Hugh Grant asleep at Wimbledon, which I thought was quite funny and just showed that he's
everybody
human.
was saying, how dare he go to Wimbledon and get a free ticket. They don't even know he got a free ticket.
I know. People were ripping him apart, saying he's privileged to be there. You know, there are other people that would kill to be there and he can't even keep his eyes open.
So it's okay for people to go there and shout and pop champagne just as about to serve.
That was funny. That happened again today when I was watching. Please refrain from popping champagne as the players are about to serve.
The most Wimbledon thing you can do,
yeah,
really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So, yes, I think Hugh Grant should be left alone. The poor he's tired.
Yeah, bless him.
He's a busy man.
Yeah.
Can't help fall asleep sometimes in inappropriate moments.
You don't know what he was doing just before he went to Wimbledon.
Exactly.
In the back of a car.
Stop it. And talking of sport, there's been some really sad news about Crystal Palace this week, which hopefully will change.
It's not sad, it's outrageous.
Okay, yeah, it is outrageous.
So UEFA have decided to demote Crystal Palace to the European Conference League and take them away from the Europa League because of this double ownership thing. That's been proven that he has nothing to do with Crystal Palace. He's a 48% shareholder. He makes no decisions. And as Steve Parish said, they're being punished for something they have no control over. They can't make him sell his shares. So Palace, the majority of owners, can't make a minority shareholder do anything like that. So it's out of our hands. And it just, when you look at all the big clubs and all the things that they've done wrong, and yet they're allowed to. And Lyon was another one. So basically it's because this owner owns part of Crystal Palace and part of Lyon. Lyon have qualified for Europa League because of where they finished in the French league, but then they were demoted to the league below because of some financial irregularities and all sorts of things which can happen to football clubs. But then it seems like the TV stations threatened not to cover French football unless they were reinstated because they're quite a big club. Wow. So they won their appeal and were put back in again. So that's the power that they had. So it's just
and this is
all
because of
corrupt.
Nottingham Forest.
Well, the owner or chairman of Nottingham Forest, it wasn't because of him, but he didn't help the matter because he wrote to UEFA saying basically that he thinks that Crystal Palace should be disqualified because of this dual ownership thing. They were in the same position, but their owner put the shares in a blind trust. So all he did was move it somewhere to get rid of it temporarily, so it doesn't qualify. And then they wrote to them and said you should disqualify Crystal Palace. You don't do that. That's not what you do in English football. It's not what you do in England. You know, we're meant to be a nice society where you win things, you get rewarded. And so what happens now is that they're in line to get into the Europa League because of Crystal Palace demotion. And I tell you, that chairman of Nottingham Forest, you are a knob.
Beep.
Thank you.
So hopefully it'll get overturned.
Yes.
Because that shit, the first time winning a major competition.
Yeah, first time we've ever won a major trophy, and it would have been our first time in Europe.
Yeah, it's not good at all.
Rant over.
Okay, talking of football, there was a couple of articles in the Sahar in English I wanted to mention. Malaga is no longer going to be a 2030 World Cup host city after the football stadium project collapses. This is La Rosaleda Stadium where Malaga play, and there was going to be a big modern refurb project which now isn't happening.
No, and it sounds like Malaga don't really have a home now.
No. Well, no, they do, but it's just the same.
Well, they're not going to have a new
They're not
home.
going to have a new home, yeah. So Malaga have had to pull out of being one of the host cities.
Just typical, that's all I can say.
Such a shame. That would have been so cool to be able to go to Malaga and watch some World Cup matches. Oh, well. Costa del Sol gets ready to celebrate one of its oldest traditions, La Virgen del Carmen.
It's where they take an effigy into the sea.
It is. It's all about sea stuff. Yeah,
It's the sailors' patron saint.
You know this. Festivities on or around the 16th of July in honour of the protector of sailors and merchant seafarers.
See, I know this stuff. It's like I know culture.
Well done. Very good. There was another piece in the Sahar talking about Malaga is the province with the most Shakiras and Beyoncés in Spain.
Yes, so they've decided, they did a survey. Normally in Spain, a lot of children are named after saints, you know, Carmen and Maria and all sorts of, I mean, there's even people called Nieves Blanca, and that is translated as Snow White. So there's actually people here called Snow White. But no, they've moved away from that, and apparently in Malaga, the most common name for girls is either Shakira or Beyonce.
Oh, no, I don't think that's what they were saying.
Yes, that is exactly what they're saying.
Really?
That's what they're naming their babies.
I didn't think they were saying it's the most common name. I think Malaga is the province with the most Shakiras and Beyoncés.
Okay,
I don't think there's more Shakira and Beyoncés than any other name.
No, all right.
We would have met a few if that was the case.
Well, no, they're only babies, aren't they?
And boys, they're taking lots of inspiration from footballers. So there's a few Lionels.
Are there
Messi.
any Ebereze Ezes?
I'm not too sure. Possibly not. So yeah, that was interesting. And there was also a piece talking about the controversy over bars and restaurants refusing to split bills for groups.
Stupid.
This is a growing trend in Spain. And I actually experienced it when we went to the J-Lo concert. We went to a hotel next door and there were 5 of us, and we all had the same thing basically, so we were happy to split the bill, and we all got our...
When you say splitting bill, it's not like you're asking them, can you give us 6 different bills please? It's something that we all do. Whenever we go out with a big group, it's just everybody does it. It's normal.
Yeah, each couple will pay a part
if
of
there's
the
10
bill.
people and they're all couples, then you just say, okay, the bill is €200 and you all pay your portion of it on your card.
Yeah.
And it's just a simple thing. Apparently, no, that's too much work for them now. It takes up so much time that they can't be doing that. So one person has to pay it. So one person has to pay like 20 people's bill. And then try and get the money back from everybody else. That's silly.
Yeah.
And it's actually what it's going to be is meaning that people, when they know these venues, won't take groups of people there. Well done. You've just lost loads and loads of people going to your restaurants and venues.
I have to tell you, it was amazing because bizarrely, all 5 of us had cash, which never happens because so many people don't carry cash. We all had cash. So we all gave, I don't know, €30, I think. We literally all had €30 in cash to give to the woman, which worked out perfectly because all of us said, oh, I'll pay it and you can Revolut me. And then we realised we all had cash, so it was really easy.
I mean, I'm just working this out. Sometimes you can go to quite an expensive restaurant and it could be like 150 a head. It'd be 300. If you've got 20 people there, they expect you to pay a few grand on your card. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm having a bit of a rant today, aren't I?
You are. You're Ranty Ranterson.
I like that. I want to be known as Ranty Ranterson.
Ranty Ranterson. That can be done. We'd better say goodbye, otherwise people get a bit fed up.
Yes, I'm getting a bit fed up actually.
Okay, marvellous. It is goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from her.